Your name is?
Jennifer.
Jennifer. Okay.
Nice to meet you. For registering purposes, if you could please state your name and your profession.
Okay. I'm Johann Graf Lambsdorff. I'm professor at the University of Passau. I've been designing the Corruption Perceptions Index on behalf of Transparency International since 1995, but have devoted the last years more to experimental methods for measuring corruption.
Okay, I'd like to start off with that. Can you tell us a little bit about this model that you created of how to measure corruption around the world?
We carry out lots of experiments related to corruption to find out how people would react in areas, in situations where they are confronted with a corrupt inducement, with money. So we play for real money in the lab. And we do observe there are very interesting differences. For example, there are differences in gender. We sometimes observe that men are more corrupt than women. If you look at the detail of that, we can observe that this does not necessarily mean that women would not take bribes. It's rather that men take bribes and reciprocate and hand over the promised contract, and sometimes women are even sort of more mean by taking a bribe without delivering the promised contract. Are you sure this isn't too loud right now? Maybe have a break.
It's good because your voice is loud and you have a microphone.
Okay, good.
I'm the one who's like trying to.
Okay, good.
But I understood everything you said, and I think it's very
Great.
interesting.
Yeah, good.
Obviously, there are a lot of corrupt women as well, but men are more corrupt. Okay. I would like you to please, can you please give us your definition of corruption and the different types of corruption that exist in the world?
When it comes to corruption, there are at least three major types of corruption. The first, the classical type of corruption is bribery, in the sense that a citizen pays a bribe to an official or a politician, and he would like to obtain a favor, such a contract, a license, a permission. So this is the classical type of corruption. But we also certainly observe extortion, where the public official is the active part of the corrupt transaction, is asking for something extra, although the citizen would have a legal title to obtain something, he would have to pay extra. For example, for admission to school, for hospital, these are sometimes cases of extortion. There is another case which is embezzlement. We observe that taxes are passed on from one authority to another, to a local municipality, and parts of the funds simply disappear, they leak, they are embezzled. This differs from other types of bribery because there are not two people involved, there's not a citizen paying something, it's simply a public servant who steals money.
I'd like to ask you now, what do you consider are the principal causes of corruption?
The principal causes certainly are a lack of morality, but you must take this one step further. Corrupt transactions are not amoral. You always need some element of morality as a corrupt actor in order to make sure that after paying a bribe, you also get what you promised to obtain. For that reason, corrupt transactions involve trust. The briber must trust the official to return something of value. And this type of trust involves also some morality. We thus observe officials who pretend to have some type of morality, a very unusual morality, the morality of reciprocating with a corrupt favor.
Very interesting. Okay, lastly, I would like to ask you, how have we advanced with this problematic corruption during the last years?
I think governments have still a long way to go, but we observed some improvement with respect to the private sector. In particular, it was common practice for companies, also from Germany, from my country, it was common practice to pay bribes to officials and politicians in Colombia and many other countries of the world. And this was a horrible thing because it destroyed the moral integrity of these countries. This has changed considerably. Many countries in the world have pressurized their companies to change their behavior. Many companies have adopted codes of conduct to really improve to the better. Thus, I do believe fewer bribes are nowadays offered to politicians in Colombia, in many other countries in the world. And this is the good news. There is now the chance that major decisions in these countries are no longer biased to favor some narrow interests by multinational companies.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.